afternoon. It's time for Life on the Light Side with me, Alicia, and precious, wonderful Tishy. Well, Tishy's still not eating real well, but today we went to the vet. Mm-hmm. And she was so good. And I had to let her go in by herself. And I was so afraid maybe when she came out, she would be mad at me and not want to talk to me. But you can tell she's as cuddly and wonderful as ever. Now, she had to get some blood work done, and she did lose a pound. She weighs a whole 4.5 pounds. Bless her precious tiny heart. Please continue your prayers that we will keep Tishy and me in the light and on the light side, right? As we pray for wonderful health and healing. He did talk about, I'll find out the results of the blood test tomorrow. So for right now, affirm with me everything is wonderful as mighty currents of God's healing power flow through Miss Tishy right now. She is whole, she is well, she is happy, and she is hungry. Okay, I think she's probably had enough of the video for the moment. She was kind of anxious because she didn't want to wait. She thought it's like time, it's time, and I'm going, no, it's not. Oh no, we just had an accident. Oh my goodness, I think it probably came from the vet. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Okay, so let's go back to Life on the Light Side. And if you didn't catch it every day, oh, I thought I had wet on my shoulder. I was just checking. You can go to YouTube and you can find it there. So, let's get about our Life on the Light Side day. And we're starting off, of course, with the National Day Calendar. Okay, you okay? You okay? Yeah. Okay. So today is National Purple Up Day. So I am wearing purple and my hair, it looks kind of blue here on the video, but it's purple. And National Purple Day honors the families of the children of military families. You know, when we were kids, our dads got up and went to work. And in the too many of the lives of military families, their dads get up and go to war. So that's a very different kind of life that they live. And we hope that one day we ain't going to study war no more, as the song says. So let's honor those families. And we don't, when we think about the military, we think about individual soldiers. We don't think about um, the masses, uh, the masses of people that it's not just soldiers, it's fathers, mothers, grandfathers, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and children. And we keep those children in mind today. Okay. Um, so that's one thing. It's also National Get to Know Your Customer Day. And we're all selling something, and we have to ask, who is our customer? And do we know them? Even if that customer is a family member and you are selling them on doing their chores, cleaning their plates, uh, being patient and loving and kind. It's all a matter of uh, handling things rightly and um, understanding that we're all selling we're all selling something. We are. Okay, it is National Banana Day, and my bananas are over there waiting for me. Definitely can easily do that one today. And it is National High Five Day. And High Five Day was started in 1977 at the last game of the season of the Dodgers. And the last run that came in, the baseball player put his hand up and he clapped hands with I guess it was probably the catcher. I don't know, the guy at home base. Um, and that's where high five started. Then next thing you know, basketball players were doing it, and basketball players used to do a low five. They used to go, you know, and of course we high five when we're bowling. As you know, I've bowled for decades, and doesn't mean I'm great. It means I've bowled. And we do a high five if someone does something really good, has an exceptionally good um, hit and strike or split or something like that. Um, and this in Connecticut is the first bowling alley I ever bowled at where they don't do the opposite of the high five. And the opposite of the high five is when you kind of hit knuckles like that, like, ooh, don't want any of that energy. So high five is, I want that energy. And low five is, I don't want that energy. So, well, not low five, I meant the fist, fist pumping together, whatever you want to call it. So, okay. Um, what else is it today? Oh, now this may not seem like anything real positive. It is Titanic Remembrance Day. And that certainly was not a thing to celebrate or to think about. 1,500 people died that day. The only way we can lighten that up is by saying to ourselves, what did we learn from that? For example, the builders were so cocky that they did not put on enough lifeboats for everybody, and they did not have enough life jackets for everybody. Not that it would have helped with the temperature of that water, but sometimes we are too sure of ourselves. And no matter how sure we are of ourselves and what we think we want, and, God is really in charge. Not all things come out because maybe we didn't think them out. So let's not be arrogant because sometimes we think we can do God better than God. You know who tried to do God better than God and didn't do a very good job? Hmm? It'd be Dr. Frankenstein who created that monster out of body parts. So, what is it they say? Only God can make a tree. I think that's really, we can lighten up a lot if instead of trying to do God better than God, we pay attention to what God, nature, creation, spiritual principle does and try to live in alignment with that. Okay, so learn something from the great failure that came about through arrogance. All right, it is also, and this fits in really well, take a wild guess day. No, I'm not telling you to guess what the day is. The day is take a wild guess day. And it's about how do we take a wild guess on something, whether it's going to be successful, whether it's how many jelly beans are in the jar. It's so telling how, or if we even dare to take a wild guess day. When I look at that, the thing of jelly beans, my head's going. I'm trying to figure out, okay, if there's that many jelly beans per square inch, and how many square inches is the jar, and what does that mean? Meanwhile, somebody else comes in, writes down 1,223, and they win. They just wrote it down. Sometimes they're very intuitive, and sometimes they listen to their gut, which is their wisdom center. And if you want to lighten up your life and learn how to take wild guesses that are successful, they're not so wild if you attune yourself to the vibrational energy of spirit. Believe me, this works. I know it to be true. Okay, it is Rubber Eraser Day. Believe it or not, the rubber eraser was developed in 1770. Guess what they tried to erase with before the rubber eraser? How about wax? Excuse me. Wax or a piece of crustless bread. Can you imagine that? So they kind of rubbed at it, and I guess what would happen is the bread would absorb the carbon. Well, that was pretty interesting. And then, excuse me, in 1858, the first pencil with a rubber eraser was developed. So all this time, you'd have to be hunting down your eraser. I'm so sorry, I got a tickle. So for all those years, you'd have to be hunting down, an eraser, and then they put the eraser on the pencil. Unfortunately, over the recent years, as far as I see, the erasers aren't the quality they used to be. Excuse me. They make them out of something cheaper, and they don't work as well. But you always got your good old pinky. Now, on this, release stuff, let the 30-day challenge, don't throw out that pinky. You don't need more than one because they last forever unless you make a bazillion mistakes. But that the pinky is the one that's a little bar and it says pinky on it, I think it says. But it's an eraser, a pink eraser. And that one is the real thing and it lasts. Make sure you got the real thing though. Okay. It is, and this means absolutely nothing to me, glazed spiral ham day. If you're into that kind of thing, go for it. And it is not what some people think it is this year. It is traditional tax day, but you got another month. Isn't that exciting? This year, because of COVID, everything has been bumped back a month. So you got it. So listen, I remember how many times I would be running to the post office by midnight on April 15th. When I lived in Texas, they had special bins and everything set up at the post office that you could go down there and get those taxes done before April 15th. Uh, that is just a waste. What I do now is as soon as I've got my W-2s, my taxes are done. And it's not because I'm getting any kind of big old refund. It's just I want to get it done. And so this is not a time to take a wild guess when you are doing your taxes. You want to make sure you do them right, but do them simple. You know what? Just remember that if you have to pay that more than you've already paid in taxes, uh, that's okay. That means you really made a lot of money. So it's a blessing and that you pay your fair share. If everybody paid their fair share, nobody'd have to cover somebody else's behind. Like somebody who said that he doesn't pay taxes because he's smart. Really. I think that there will be the comeuppance in the future. Well, that was a pretty interesting set of days, I think. And there was something else I wanted to tell you about, but I seem to have forgotten it. I don't know, but it is what it is. So today is story time. It's a short one today, so we may actually be done a little early today. So settle in, get your coffee, your tea, your vino, your water, lemonade. Not lemonade today. It is cold out today, cold and rainy. I don't know if you noticed my little announcement, that I'd be doing Life on the Light side today at 4. Yeah, it had little umbrellas because it is rainy. And would you believe we had some campers check in today? Tenters. And the kids are on school break. So I guess this dad wanted to take his kids camping, and bless their little hearts, my sister called him. And normally she wouldn't do that, because, we don't have refunds if the weather's bad. Oh, well, that's luck of the draw. But in this one case, with the dad coming with his 2 kids and wanting to tent with them, that he said, "Yep, we're coming." And so may they have a wonderful couple of nights stay with us. All righty. So, are we settled in for today's short story? I hope so. This is called We Were Backing In. We were backing in to the 100th parking space for the 1,000th time. My granddaughter Samantha struggled to maneuver the 1998 Dodge Caravan into the narrow space between white lines that seemed to move of their own accord. Time after time after time, she would be too far to the left, then to the right, then to the left again. As Samantha turned the wheel back and forth, pushing brake, gas, brake, gas, I repeated instructions that seemed to fall on deaf ears. Use your mirrors. Cut the wheel. Stop. The parking space challenge was bad enough, not counting the one time that we were eyed suspiciously by police as we backed in, changed places, and backed in again. Actually, it happened to us twice. Same kind of thing. Okay. And the time that we were, okay, so I'm sorry, lost my place. All right. So I'll go back to the beginning. The parking space challenge was bad enough, not counting the 2 times that we were eyed suspiciously by police as we backed in, changed places, and backed in again. And the time that we were actually approached by a police officer asking what we were doing as we practiced in an empty grocery store lot. To this day, I am amazed that he could not use his deductive skills to figure it out. I mean, a gray haired woman, this was my pre purple, a gray haired woman with an older teen backing up, changing spots, backing up, changing spots at 8 o'clock in the evening when nobody's around. What did he think we could possibly be up to? Looking for the perfect parking place to conduct a heist on the chocolate counter? Or make a drug deal? I never thought that I would be teaching anyone to drive, especially my granddaughter. I have neither the patience nor the temperament to do so. I even paid for driving lessons that I thought would save me from this dreaded task. However, I was told by the driving instructor she would need to practice. So, for 3 months, Samantha and I would climb aboard the caravan and drive. There were times I thought I would not live through the experience. Not that I would die from a traffic accident more likely from fear, as the cars seemed to be all too close to the guardrails or follow too closely the car in front of us. If I had a nickel for every time I reported the speed limit to Samantha, I could probably have paid a chauffeur to drive for us, eliminating the need for her to drive at all. On December 1st, 2009, I watched with clenched teeth and a knotted stomach as Sammy drove off with the examiner who would determine if she was skilled enough to get her license. I watched as they returned, and she backed into the parking spot, attempting to instruct her telepathically, use your mirror, cut the wheel, stop. As she emerged from the DMV, license in hand, I smiled with joy and pride. Today, we look back and laugh when we recall those 3 months of driving hell. As it often happens in life, our most challenging experiences, seasoned with time, can become our most treasured memories. I hope you enjoyed that. That was one of my few true stories. Most of my stories are based on events that happened, but very fictionalized. This one was not. And I don't ever want to do that again. I love Sammy. I'm sure she's laughing in heaven, trying to, think about all the times that we would be in that car. My stomach would be in my throat. And like one time we were driving down the street and driving down Washington, going from Middlefield area down, toward Main Street, and we were by St. Coleman's, and all of a sudden a fire engine came coming from the other direction, and sirens wailing, and it was like no place to go to get out of the way. I'm sure we both will remember that day forever and ever, but we made it through it. So if you're going through anything like that right now, I would invite you to know that it came to pass, not to stay. Speaking of it came to pass and not to stay, I am so lightened up today because I went over to my sister's, and our Thursday afternoon mahjong group got together. There are a few of our friends that we get together to play an ancient Oriental or Asian or Chinese, I think it's Chinese game called mahjong. Mahjong is played with little tiles, and it's like nothing else. But you have to make these sets and things, not unlike you do with, I don't know, poker or rummy or whatever. But they're very, very different. It's a good game to get you to use your brain, stay young. But the best part is playing with friends, just getting together with friends. Oh, it's been so long, and it was so good. And we got so silly. I think that's the best part. They have a group who meets in town. It's at the senior center, but they're kind of too serious for us. We're kind of way silly. We'd probably get kicked out. But we have a good time. We have fun. We laugh. We eat chips. Okay, here's a naughty story. I did not eat lunch today because I knew there were going to be chips. So my lunch today consisted of chips and a Coke. Not nice. Um, Sometimes our snacks are a little healthier, but you figure this is the first time we've played in a very long time. And no masks. Everybody was fully vaccinated and doesn't hardly go anywhere anyway. So it was a wonderful, wonderful time. And I look forward to more of that for all of us. Well, it's a little early today still. Why don't we go over and take a quick look? And I'm sorry, the cat's shedding, and so it's just like so we're going to it's going to get worse as spring approaches. we're going to go take a look at the National Calendar Day for tomorrow. I'm going to be adjusting this after things have started to sound familiar, like I've already done them, because it's been over a year since this whole thing started. And let's see, tomorrow. Okay, just so you know, I can't see you or comments or anything. I'm just looking at my screen. So, just to make sure you are prepared, tomorrow is National Bean Counter Day. I'll bet we all know a bean counter. That's one thing wouldn't be up my alley. It's National Eggs Benedict Day. Well, there's got to be a vegetarian version of that. National Healthcare Decisions Day. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'm going to share a very special thing called the 5 wishes. It's National Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day. It's Friday and we got campers coming in, and I think my sister would not agree with that day, but we'll see. It's National Orchid Day tomorrow, so if you want to send somebody a flower, orchid would be very nice. And this is good. This is National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day. Now, the reason that's a good day, and hey, guess what? It fits right in with the 30-day challenge. And in town here, it's not for another 2 weeks, I guess. Yeah, we have, they're going to have at the pharmacy, they're going to, oh no, at the police department, they're going to take back old prescriptions because you're not supposed to get rid of them in landfills or anything. It's not right. So what you're going to do is take the medications the, uh, to the police station, and they will dispose of them properly. So if you got some old meds in there, time to get rid of them. Well, and you want to know how much you mean to me? Do you want to know how much you mean to me? I passed on the last game of Mahjong today to make sure I was back here to visit with you because you help me lighten up. And I so hope that I help you lighten up as well. So I will be looking forward to, Thursday. So Friday, it's gonna be, we'll see, because campers are gonna be coming in. Campers are gonna be coming in. I will try to do it. I'll probably do it from the campground. We shall see. But in the meantime, have a great day. Be happy. Let the light shine through you because you are wonderful. And let's remember, let's keep affirming a wonderful report, a helpful report from the vet tomorrow morning that Tishy's going to be feeling better very soon. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.